Trumbo received the nomination of Best Actor in a Leading Role, of course, for Bryan Cranston, who plays Dalton Trumbo. And I can honestly say that that was such a truly deserved nomination. Now, I approached this film with no knowledge of who Trumbo was as a screenwriter. But I've learned a lot about, well, a moderate amount since then, and I can honestly say that this performance is brilliant. But what makes this film all the more compelling is the subject matter. So the film was released in 2015, directed by Jay Roach, written by John McNamara, based on the book Dalton Trumbo by Bruce Cook. I haven't read the book. I do definitely want to read the book. I think it's something that would be quite eye-opening and fascinating. If you've read it and definitely think it's worth prioritising, do let me know and I will actually make the effort to do that. And the description from IMDb sums this up really well in just one sentence, and it says, in 1947, Dalton Trumbo was Hollywood's top screenwriter until he and other artists were jailed and blacklisted for their political beliefs. Obviously, this is a true event that we know about. A lot of screenwriters were blacklisted, not just screenwriters, but actors, directors, etc., if they were believed to be communists or communism sympathizers, and Trumbo was one of them. So while it's telling Trumbo's story as a writer, it's also telling us a lot about the actual, what actually happened and the impact that this had on the industry, on Hollywood, and on the individuals who were working in Hollywood at the time. And obviously freedom of speech doesn't come into this, even if they were communist sympathizers. Like, they shouldn't, no. It's a terrible thing that was done, and I think a lot of beautiful things came out of it because of, strength and people sticking together, standing up for what they believe in. But just a shame that it couldn't have been done in a way that was less damaging and less harmful. It looks through Trumbo's career of winning Oscars, and then what happened when he was blacklisted and the fight against that. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. In case you don't know too much about that time in Hollywood's history, I won't spoil the intricacies of the narrative. I went in aware of the events, if you like, aware of the blacklisting, but not aware of too many specific details. And I certainly came out of it feeling like I was a lot more informed. But this is such a complicated thing that I don't think one film could ever just answer all of the questions. It's something that I will constantly study and endeavour to understand more. But I just get so frustrated when I think of what happened. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it makes for a very compelling film narrative, absolutely. We have some great supporting casting characters. We have Louis C.K. and Helen Mirren. Louis B. Mayer is played by Richard Portnow. I think that's a really great portrayal as well. It's a really brilliant look at Hollywood in the 40s, and something that I absolutely recommend. If you're unaware of who Trumbo is, by the way, I was aware of some of his films. I don't think I necessarily attributed his name to them that much. I guess the most notable one would be Roman Holiday, which is one of my favourite Hepburn films, possibly my favourite. I'm not 100% sure. But, obviously, brilliant film, fantastic creator, fantastic artist, really moving film. If you care about cinema in a way that it's more than just something you do to relax, if you're actually emotionally invested in cinema, in the history of Hollywood, you have to see this film.